You're 65. Billis. You walk a little slower than before. Billis. Your hands feel colder. Your legs tingle after sitting. And sometimes, just sometimes, your chest feels tight for no reason. You tell yourself it's age, or stress, or nothing. But what if it's not? What if it's your arteries quietly clogging, meal after meal, from foods you thought were harmless? We talk about heart health. We talk about cholesterol. But most people never talk about the everyday foods that are slowly narrowing your arteries, especially after 60. Because here's the truth. After 60, your blood vessels become less flexible. Your body doesn't clear fats and sugars as efficiently. And even healthy-looking foods can create tiny blockages that lead to poor circulation, memory issues, heart strain, even silent strokes. In this video, we'll uncover 7 common foods that clog arteries in older adults, and what to eat instead. You'll learn how certain fats, sugars, and preservatives change in the aging body. Real stories from people who caught the danger just in time. And simple swaps that can protect your heart and brain for years. Let's begin with one of the most trusted and most damaging items on your plate. French fries and fried potatoes. The crunch that clogs. Frank is 73. He doesn't smoke. He walks 30 minutes a day. But last year, he noticed something odd. His calves would ache after short walks. His toes felt numb in the evenings. And one day, he got dizzy just standing up. His doctor ran tests, and the results shocked him. Advanced peripheral artery disease. The cause? Not bacon, not butter, but the thing he ate every other day with his lunch. French fries. Fire. Why fried potatoes are dangerous after 60. French fries, hash browns, and fried wedges may look innocent, especially in small portions. But they're one of the worst offenders when it comes to artery health in seniors. Here's why. Trans fats and reused oils. Most fries are cooked in industrial oils, soy, corn, or canola. These oils are often reheated dozens of times, right-pointing arrow-oxidized fats. Result: massive increase in arterial inflammation. Acrylamides. These are chemical compounds that form when starches are fried at high temps, linked to vascular damage and nerve degeneration. Salt overload. Fries are heavily salted, right-pointing arrow raises blood pressure. Sodium stiffens artery walls, especially when kidneys are less efficient after 60. High glycemic impact. Even without sugar, fried potatoes spike blood sugar. Leads to glycation, which stiffens arteries and ages tissues from the inside. Frank didn't stop eating potatoes. He just changed the way he made them. He started roasting sweet potatoes in olive oil, added herbs instead of salt, and ate them with greens and avocado instead of ketchup. 2 months later, his leg pain eased, his blood pressure dropped, and his doctor said, "Whatever you're doing, keep doing it." Yellow circle, what you can do. If you love potatoes, bake or roast them at home using olive oil. Avoid deep-fried or fast food versions. Skip processed potato snacks. Chips, wedges, frozen fries. Add fiber, salads, greens to slow down the carb load. Sprinkle turmeric or garlic instead of excess salt. And if your hands or feet often feel cold, tingly, or heavy, that's not just poor circulation. That's your body asking for help. Sparkle's deeper truth. Your arteries don't clog in one day. They clog in tiny layers, meal after meal, bite after bite. And if you're still eating like you did in your 40s, your 70-year-old arteries are paying the price. But the moment you change what you eat is the moment your blood starts flowing again. The breakfast that hardens arteries by noon. Janice is 69. Every morning for over 20 years, she's had the same breakfast. 2 slices of toast with margarine and a little jam. It's simple, it's comforting, it feels light, and she thought it was better than bacon or eggs. But then she started noticing. Her ankles were swelling by afternoon. Her chest felt heavy after walking upstairs. And her doctor warned her, "Your cholesterol is rising again. fast. She hadn't changed anything, but her arteries had, and they were reacting to what she thought was a safe breakfast. Butter, white toast, and margarine are a problem after 60. This classic combo seems innocent, especially compared to heavy, greasy meals, but together, they form a perfect storm for vascular damage in seniors. Here's why. 1. Refined white toast equals blood sugar spike. Most supermarket bread is made from ultra-refined flour. It digests fast. Right-pointing arrow causes sugar surge. Leads to glycation, damaging artery walls and speeding up stiffening. 2. Margarine equals inflammatory fats. Even modern margarines can contain omega-6 heavy oils. Soy, corn, cottonseed. These trigger inflammation, especially in aging arteries. Some still contain emulsifiers and hydrogenated residues, low-level trans fats. 3. No fiber equals no balance. Without fiber or fat from natural sources, blood sugar and inflammation rise faster. And if this happens daily, your arteries never get a break. So even though Janice wasn't eating junk food, her breakfast was sending small inflammatory signals to her body every morning, and over time, that builds up. She made 3 small changes. Switched from white toast to sprouted grain bread. Replaced margarine with a thin layer of mashed avocado. Added a handful of walnuts on the side. 3 weeks later, her cholesterol dropped. She had more energy in the morning. And her swelling? Completely gone. Yellow circle what you can do. If you eat toast for breakfast, switch to 100% whole grain or sprouted bread. Replace margarine with mashed avocado, almond butter, or olive oil drizzle. Avoid jams or low-fat spreads. They spike sugar and inflammation. Add fiber, chia, ground flax, berries. Include protein or healthy fat to slow digestion and protect arteries. And watch how your body feels 1 hour after eating. It will tell you more than any label. Sparkles deeper truth. We don't just age with time. We age with repetition. And the foods you've eaten for decades, even the ones you trust, may now be the ones closing your arteries. It's not about guilt. It's about listening to your body and choosing better. Even small shifts open up blood flow to your heart, your brain, your legs, and that means more life. In every morning, the snack that's coating your arteries without you realizing. Terry is 72. He doesn't eat much, just 3 meals a day, and a small treat in the afternoon. A chocolate-covered granola bar, sometimes a packaged muffin, or just a light cookie with tea. It helped with his sweet tooth, felt small, harmless. But recently, his legs started cramping. He couldn't walk far without stopping to rest, and when he bent down to tie his shoe, he got dizzy. His doctor ran some tests and found it. Plaque built up in his carotid artery. Terry was stunned. He didn't eat fast food, didn't fry anything. He just liked a little something sweet. But that sweet snack was slowly coating his arteries from the inside out. Cupcake. Why processed sweets are so dangerous after 60. It's not about sugar alone. It's about what comes with it and what happens when you eat it every day. Small diamond one, ultra-processed oils. Most packaged snacks, even healthy ones, contain palm oil, hydrogenated oils, or vegetable shortening. These fats stiffen and narrow arteries, especially in the legs, brain, and heart. Small diamond 2. Refined carbs plus sugar equals glycation. This combo damages artery walls, making them sticky. Sticky arteries equals more plaque, more inflammation, less oxygen to tissues. Small diamond 3. Additives and preservatives. Ingredients like TBHQ, artificial flavors, and shelf stabilizers may not cause pain, but trigger low-grade inflammation daily, silently. The most dangerous part? These snacks feel small, but when eaten daily, they replace better food. They displace nutrients. Why? And they create a perfect storm for vascular aging. Terry made a simple change. Swapped his snack for dark chocolate, 80% plus, with walnuts. Added a few dates or a banana when craving sweets. Made his own oat cookies at home once a week. 3 weeks later, his leg cramps stopped. And he said, "It was never about the treat. It was about knowing what I was feeding my body to walk, breathe, and think." Yellow circle, what you can do. If you eat small packaged snacks, read labels for palm oil, hydrogenated oils, and vegetable shortening. Choose snacks with 5 ingredients or less. Replace granola bars with 1 square of dark chocolate, 80% plus, 5 to 6 walnuts, banana or berries. Make your own energy bites with oats, seeds, and dates. Save sweet baked goods for once a week, not every day. And remember, even a tiny snack leaves a lasting trace in your arteries. Sparkle's deeper truth. Some damage happens quietly. You don't feel plaque building up. You don't hear your arteries narrowing. But you will feel it in your energy, your breath, your legs, your clarity, and every small change you make today gives your body more room to move, more air to breathe, more years to enjoy. The meat that's fueling artery inflammation after 60. Leo is 76. He's active, social, and still volunteers twice a week. He doesn't overeat. He's not overweight, but lately he's been short of breath after light walks. He gets tired faster than usual, and after climbing stairs, his heart feels like it's racing too long. He blamed aging until his doctor mentioned arterial inflammation. Leo was confused. He didn't eat sugar, he didn't fry his food. But one thing showed up in his food journal every week: processed meats, salami, bacon, deli turkey, sausages, small amounts, but consistent enough to fuel chronic inflammation. Fire: why processed meats are a major threat after 60. Most people think bad meat means eating too much red meat, but after 60, it's not just about fat. It's about what happens to meat during processing and how your aging arteries respond. DNA 1. Nitrates and nitrites, used to preserve color and shelf life, convert into nitrosamines, right-pointing arrow, toxic to blood vessels and potentially carcinogenic. Increase endothelial damage, lining of arteries. Collision 2. Sodium overload. Bacon, sausages, ham equals extremely high in salt. Excess sodium stiffens arteries, raises blood pressure, and reduces vessel flexibility. After 60, kidneys clear sodium more slowly, right-pointing arrow more buildup. Test tube 3. Advanced glycation end products, AGEs. These compounds form during high-heat cooking and smoking. AGEs cause oxidative stress and make arteries more sticky to cholesterol. Leo used to have bacon twice a week, salami in his sandwiches, and deli turkey for protein. But when he swapped them out, everything changed. He started eating grilled salmon and tuna, boiled eggs and hummus wraps, lentil and bean salads with olive oil, and within a month, his blood pressure dropped. His walks felt lighter, and he said, "I didn't realize how heavy those little slices were on my body until I stopped carrying them inside me." Yellow circle, what you can do. If you eat processed meat, cut back to once a week or less. Avoid anything smoked, cured, or Della style. Replace with boiled or poached eggs. Canned salmon or sardines in water or olive oil. Plant proteins like lentils, hummus, tofu. Read labels. Watch for sodium, nitrates, nitrites. Don't pair processed meats with white bread or cheese. Amplifies artery stress. Sparkle's deeper truth. You don't have to give up flavor. You just have to give up what's fighting your blood flow. Because your heart doesn't care about tradition. It cares about oxygen. And when your arteries are inflamed, your heart fights every moment to keep you going. Let it rest. Feed it better. Think about the food you reach for when you're tired. The one you eat when you need a boost. Now ask yourself, does it truly give you energy? Or just stimulate you and leave you weaker inside? Because after 60, not all energy is created equal. And some of the foods we trust the most are secretly draining us, one heartbeat at a time. the energy foods that quietly block your blood flow. Clara is 67. She's sharp, still works part-time, and walks her dog every evening. But by 3 p.m., her energy crashes. Every day. So she does what she's seen on TV. Has a protein bar, drinks a ready-made fitness shake, and occasionally an electrolyte drink that promises to replenish her. But weeks turned into months, and she felt heavier, slower. Her legs felt stiff, her face looked puffier, and her doctor noticed her blood pressure was rising. The cause? Not stress, not lack of sleep. It was the health foods she was using to stay energized. Warning why energy snacks can damage arteries after 60. Here's the hidden truth. Many commercial energy bars, protein drinks, and sports snacks contain high amounts of sugar alcohols like sorbitol, maltitol. Right pointing arrow cause bloating and inflammation. Highly processed protein isolates. Low bioavailability, hard on kidneys. Palm oil, soy oil, emulsifiers right pointing arrow, trigger vascular inflammation. Hidden sugars and syrups right pointing arrow, spike blood sugar, then crash. And the packaging? It says heart healthy, low fat, high protein. But the real impact is tighter arteries, higher pressure, and poor circulation, especially in aging bodies. Clara switched her routine, ate real food, a boiled egg, a banana, or a handful of almonds, added more fat to lunch, avocado, olive oil, cut back on bars, and started drinking more water. She said, "I thought I needed energy. Turns out, I needed fuel, the right kind." Yellow circle, what you can do. If you rely on healthy packaged snacks, read the ingredient list. Avoid palm oil, soy protein, sugar alcohols, gums. Swap for 1 boiled egg plus fruit, oatmeal with seeds and berries, almonds plus dark chocolate, 80% plus. Drink water, not colored hydration drinks. Focus on whole food fats for energy. Olive oil, nuts, avocado. Your arteries need smooth, steady fuel, not fake stimulation. Sparkle's deeper truth. Just because something gives you a boost doesn't mean it helps you live longer. True energy comes from blood that flows freely, not from bars, powders, or sugar disguised as protein. After 60, the wrong snack doesn't just spike you, it quietly strangles your flow. So when in doubt, ask your body, do I feel stronger or just distracted? The heart-healthy oil that's no longer safe after 60. Ellen is 71. She watches what she eats. She doesn't fry food. She avoids sugar. And when coconut oil started trending as the ultimate superfood, she embraced it fully. 1 spoon in her oatmeal, another in her coffee, and a third for sautéing vegetables. She read it was good for the brain, good for weight loss, even good for the heart. But something strange happened. Her LDL cholesterol jumped. Her doctor found early signs of carotid artery thickening, and she began feeling pressure in her chest after walking uphill. The truth? What's healthy in your 30s can be dangerous in your 70s. Test tube. The coconut oil controversy, especially after 60. Coconut oil is often praised for medium-chain triglycerides, MCTs, antimicrobial properties, brain fuel potential, but it's also 90% saturated fat higher than butter, proven to raise LDL bad cholesterol in most people, poorly processed in aging livers and gallbladders, and for seniors with slower fat metabolism, existing cardiovascular risk, elevated cholesterol or statin use. Coconut oil can tip the balance toward dangerous plaque buildup. Without warning, Ellen didn't need to fear fat. She just needed to switch to better fats for her age. Extra virgin olive oil for cooking. Avocados for creaminess. Ground flax or chia for texture. Small amounts of real butter if tolerated. Within 6 weeks, her numbers improved. She had more energy. And the chest pressure? Gone. She said, I didn't want to give up flavor. I just needed to stop pretending my food was smarter than my body. Yellow circle. What you can do. If you use coconut oil, reduce it to 1 teaspoon or less per day. Use olive oil, avocado oil, or cold-pressed flaxseed oil instead. Avoid coconut oil and coffee, especially if you have cholesterol issues. Get regular cholesterol checks if you're using it daily. Prioritize fats that help the heart at this stage of life, because after 60, the good fats need to do more than taste good. They need to work with your arteries, not against them. Arteries don't scream. They whisper, with cold feet, with slower steps, with heavy mornings and unclear thoughts, but they're listening to every bite, every sip, every meal, and you don't need to wait for a scare. You can open up your flow today, not with fear, but with food that honors the stage you're in, not the diet trends around you. You're not fragile, you're powerful, and now you know what's standing in your way and how to move past it. Subscribe to Speech Balloon Longevity Talks Herb for weekly insights on how to protect your heart, brain, and energy after 60 with practical, honest advice that truly works. And if you've eaten any of these foods or swapped them today, leave a comment with #BetterBloodFlow and let's help others do the same. Because when your blood flows freely, so does your life.